Good evening, Wareham, and welcome to the February 18th, 2025 Select Board meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, tonight we have Mr. Bessie, Ms. Corbett, Ms. Whiteside, myself, Chair Chadwick, and Ms. Quirk. Absent tonight is Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Bowen.
They are both excused. I declare a quorum to be present. Let's see. Mr. Chadwick, do you think it leads us in the pledge, please?
Yes. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who chooses to address us? Mr. Day, can you help us out on that one, please?
No one has raised their hand.
Thank you. Announcements. Remember, these are upcoming events. If you have things to talk about that were in the past, we do that under liaisons. Mr. Bessie?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Ms. Corbett?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Ms. Quirk?
I have two things to mention. One is I wanted to say a word about the Wareham to Wareham Twinning Committee. First, looking backwards, the Twinning Committee has received its 501c3 designation, so it's formally up and running.
Sure. Can you pull your mic a little closer?
Sure. There is a meeting of the Twinning Committee this Thursday at the Historical Society. The main function of the Twinning Committee is to entertain guests from Wareham, England, and there is, in return, a group going over to Wareham, England this May. And the meeting this Thursday is to talk about the upcoming meeting in Wareham, England, also side trip to London. Anybody who's interested in this initiative should come to the meeting or contact me or Claire Smith. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Second thing I'll say again, I'm going to reiterate that we are working on earth removal bylaws. And this is an effort to bring Wareham, Massachusetts earth removal bylaws up to the same state that our neighboring communities are in, where we have very defined categories of earth removal and different fees and processes for them. We are, I think, the only community in this area that has fairly loosely defined bylaws in this area, and it's my hope that we can repair that in the upcoming town meeting. I think it will be the special town meeting, and make ourselves equal with the other nearby communities. And that's all. Thank
When
you.
is the hearing on that, please?
That will be on February 25th.
Thank you. In this room
Yes,
at 7 o'clock.
that is correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Chadwick?
I have nothing.
And myself, I have nothing, thank you. No appointments, no hearings, no licenses and permits. Mr. Chadwick, I'll accept a motion on the second half curbside commitment, please.
Yes, I move to accept the fiscal year second half curbside commitment of $1,374,910.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept that commitment. Is there any further discussion on the motion as read? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Myself, yes, it is so.
I move to accept a donation from First Congregational Church of Wareham to the Wareham Council on Aging in the amount of $300.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept that donation. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Corbett?
Yes.
Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
And myself, yes, it is so. Let's skip over to D. Let's go to, let's go ahead. Let's do C. The liaison, some of you are active liaison people, and some of you are not so much. So this is an opportunity if you want to step aside on a liaison. We have the updated list, at least what the office thinks is the updated list. So if the list is wrong, let the office know. And if you want to change one, let the office know. The purpose of the liaison is to be a conduit of information to the board or committee that you are the liaison to, does not mean that you go to any or all of their meetings. So I know that a couple of you are actually working with the boards on their minutes and their agendas to make sure that they comply with the open meeting law, and I think that's a very important thing for you to be doing, as we are the appointing authority for those boards, and so it's up to us to make sure that they know what the law is and that they follow the law. Any other comments or questions on this one? Nope. Let's move on to D. This is a request, I believe, from the Alternative Energy to reduce from 7 members to 5 with 2 associates, from 7 and 2 to 5 and 2. And Ms. Quirk, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, I have been in conversation with the chair of the Alternative Energy Committee, Denise Walk. We've talked about the idea of reducing the size of the committee to make it a little bit more agile, let's say that. And I think the continuing goal of the committee is to identify upcoming alternative energy issues, and to make recommendations to this select board for various actions that could be taken. We were constituted as 7 regular members and 2 associates, and I think it would be more wieldy to reduce size a bit.
Okay. Anybody have a problem with that? And I'll accept a motion.
I move to reduce membership of the Alternative Energy Committee from 7 members and 2 associate members to 5 members and 2 associate members.
Second.
Is there any, I will just say that it doesn't mean knocking anybody off the committee at this point, because it's down at either 4 or 5 members. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
And myself, yes, it is so. And then the reviving the bicycle committee, I think Ms. Quirk had sent us what she would like to have see. And you have the revolving, the staggered 1, 2, 3 would make sure that there's a revolving body of people going on and coming off. So it would be a committee of 5 with staggered 1, 2, 3-year terms. They would be 3-year terms, but they would start the first one so that there's an actual rotation, so that everybody doesn't expire at the same time. And did you have a blah blah that you sent to the office?
Yes, I sent a blah blah, and you basically just said what was in that.
Okay.
And I believe also the office picked up the former mission of the bicycling committee, or it was called the Bike Path Committee. And would you like me to read the mission statement?
Sure, and which would you prefer it to be called?
I think the bicycling committee.
Okay,
I agree with her on that.
okay. Go ahead, can you read the mission statement?
Yes. The mission of the Wareham Community, let's say, Pathway Committee, which we will call the Bicycling Committee, is to provide professional advice and technical expertise to the Board of Selectmen, or Select Board as we would call it now, with the purpose of providing a safe, clean, aesthetic, and enjoyable place for people of all ages to walk, jog, or ride a bicycle year-round in order to reconnect with nature and our neighbors, promote health, and preserve the natural environment.
Okay. Any questions or comments for Ms. Quirk? No?
I would like to possibly talk about adding to that. I've been working with Asa Beckham and representatives from NEMBA, New England Mountain Bike Association, to try and figure out how we can bring a bike park for all of the community to Wareham. Asa is from American Ramp Company, which is basically a pump track. And I would love to get some help from some people on that community, on that committee. If it's something you're interested in, to sit down with them, I'd love to fill you in on it and get your thoughts on the possibility of doing something like that in this town.
Yeah,
Seems to me that that's a step beyond what we're really talking about. We're talking about road sharing or
right.
moving people sharing.
If we do a bike park, it's going to get a lot of the kids out of the street from doing the wheelies.
I understand that, but I don't think that's the mission of this particular committee. I think this is road sharing. But, I mean, you know, so we,
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're correct with the mission of the bicycling committee. I do think, though, that it's worthwhile to sit down and see how we can collaborate. Because I believe that kids and adults on bicycles are good, and also all other uses of paths for walking, et cetera. It's good just for health. And so I would like to be encouraging and to be collaborative in whatever way we can be.
okay. So we have a motion and a second to do as presented. Is there any further discussion on, oh, did you?
We didn't do it.
No, we didn't do a
You
motion.
didn't do a
anything
motion.
yet.
I'll have a motion then, Mr. Chadwick.
I move to revive the bicycling committee with a membership of 5 staggered, 1, 2, 3-year terms,
Second,
With the mission statement as
with the
read.
mission statement as printed in the agenda.
second.
Motion made and seconded. Is any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
And myself, yes, it is so. Now for,
If I can just make a comment to Mr. Chadwick. Serpent is heavily involved in, you know, encouraging bicycling. It would be a good idea to take this idea to them and see what they have of the bicycling park.
Thank you.
no 48-hour business, no town administrator, liaison initiative reports and board's comments. Mr. Bessie?
Nothing.
Ms. Corp?
Nothing tonight.
You don't want to report on the WRA meeting that we had? No?
Well, last time I reported on the oyster stroll.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, WRA is working really hard to encourage revitalization, I think is what,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Ms. Quirk?
Nothing.
Chadwick?
Nothing.
Okay, myself, I just want to make sure that everybody understands that there are not nice people out there, and they will try and scam you. They will scam you by calling you up and telling you that your nephew is being held in jail in outer Siberia. No, he's not. They will call you up and say that they're your bank and you have a problem with your checking account. No, you don't.
Oh, yeah, the tolls is a big
Easy
one.
pass.
I get those,
Yeah.
And
I
the
get those
easy
texts
pass.
every day,
Yeah.
but yes, yes.
So
Iowa?
I really think it's important for seniors especially, because I actually followed one through and played the game, and they're really good. So I just want to caution seniors and everybody else about that.
To add to that, banks now have started taking note when large amounts are being withdrawn from people over a certain age and reporting to police.
So are Home Depot and everybody, because I tried to buy a gift card for my son for a Christmas present, and I was asked to tell them why and who was the recipient of this, and I had to show my identification. And I'm thinking, yes, because
Like it?
I liked it too.
Good.
So everyone is aware that this kind of stuff is going on. Anyway, Mr. Chadwick, how about some motion on the board?
I move to approve Select Board meeting minutes of February 4th, 2025.
Second?
Motion made and seconded to approve as written. Any further discussion on those? Hearing none, I'll go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Corbett?
Aye.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Myself? Yes.
I move for adjournment.
Is there a second?
Second?
Motion made and seconded. It is not a debatable motion. I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Bessie?
Yes.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
Ms. Quirk?
Aye.
Ms. Chadwick?
Yes.
And myself. Record setting, 7:14. We will be meeting next week, and there will be a joint hearing on the 25th in this room on the proposed bylaw changes from the Bylaw Review Committee. Good night.
Is that also when we're going to be closing the warrant?
Yes, we have a meeting at 7 o'clock, which is, at 6:30, which is only the Select Board meeting.
Oh,
And then we have a 7 o'clock joint meeting with the Bylaw Review Committee.
okay.
So yes,
Okay.
thank you. Good night, Wareham.
Good night.
Good night.